Hey friends, Johnny Yusuf here, and today I'm gonna follow up on my second video when it comes to paint, which is the #1 question I get asked. If you guys like the first video, or if you guys like this video, just a reminder, if you go to my YouTube channel, subscribe and like it. And also, I am having on my YouTube channel, in the bottom where the comments are, I'm gonna be sharing those paint colors so you can come anytime to them, copy paste them for your own needs. So I'm gonna start with my favorite paint colors. I think the trend is white. White is a huge thing. I love white paint, and I've liked white paint even before it was trendy. It's classic. It's like white is classic. It's not going anywhere. So I love white interiors. It's also bright. I'm so glad we're out of, which I was a victim myself, we're out of the dark gray phases where you go in and you paint everything dark gray inside the house. I'm so glad we moved on from that. And of course, I'm so glad we moved out of the beige khaki paint color. Glad we're out of this too. So I'm gonna share with you guys my favorite white paints, and then I'm gonna tell you guys about a couple of paints that are not white and why I like them. So where are they? Here they are. So let's start with my favorite paint colors. Again, I'm not getting paid for any of this by any of these painting company. I'm just sharing what I really like. So here we go. So one of my favorite paints is extra white. So if you really like a bright room, think of Apple Store. Extra White by Sharon Williams. Again, I'm gonna have all that in the bottom on my YouTube channel. Extra White with Sharon Williams is a paint color where if you like it bright and clean and modern, that's the color to go. My personal favorite though is Pure White. That's what I have my actual house painted with, and I really like Pure White because it's a little bit calmer, just notched down from Extra White, so it's not as bright in your face. You're not feeling like you're walking into an Apple Store. It's more like it's just calm white, which just it serves to be it's just not distracting when you come into the house. Everything, the couch, the furniture, the living room, the bedrooms are so complemented with this color because it's just pure white, just like it describes it. Not too bright, not too dark, not too colorful, not too distracting. Pure White is probably the most popular paint color I've seen a lot of interior designers use. So if you're doing a flip or if it's your personal home, highly recommend Pure White. Another color I like, if you're not ready for white, or maybe you're not a fan of just like pure white, is Alabaster by Sharon Williams. You're not gonna be able to see the difference from this video, so you can take those names and kind of research or get some samples. But Alabaster White, what I really like about it, it has a very, very small hint of cream, so creamy color. So it works great on historic homes, but it also works great if you just don't want your home to feel modern or ultra modern. You just want it to feel just a little bit soothing. Maybe you want to just kind of bring a sentimental, like, this is not the future, we're just here. It just adds warmth, but it's not distracting. No way by any means that it's yellow or anything like that. It's just very light cream. So I really like Alabaster, and I've actually done a flip recently on a historic home, and instead of using Pure White where I felt like that can be too modern, I used Alabaster, and I think it just worked really well for that feel when people walk in, where it felt really clean and updated, but it also had the roots of like historic, original, calming. For my rentals, however, I don't like using white because it gets pretty dirty easily, and I don't want to paint after every time a tenant leaves, which would be painting every year, and that can be really costly. I mean, some tenants obviously renew, but a lot of tenants in smaller homes, they're upgrading to bigger homes. So I don't like the idea of doing white and then seeing all these imperfections and painting every year. But I also don't like dark colors, so what I do is this color called Rhinestone, and Rhinestone is a very, 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 very light gray. I mean, some people can even argue that it is a grayish white, but the great thing about this, it actually brings great contrast with the trims and the baseboards, and it's still bright, but it just have a hint of gray that I think is the perfect color for any imperfection. If the tenants are a little bit dirty and they're just little marks on the walls, you're probably not going to notice them really easily, and you can rent the property without having to repaint the whole thing. So rhinestone, when it comes to being modern and trendy, but also safe, with your decision or if you have kids and you feel like white is just going to get dirty all the time, rhinestone is a great color. Highly recommend it. Again, that's what I use for all my rentals, and it's by Sherwin-Williams. And another color that's similar to rhinestone, it's a little bit lighter. It's white with a tiny hint of maybe gray, but you can't even tell if you put it on the wall. It's called Decorators White. So these are my 5 favorites. Let me go over them real quick. Extra white for bright, modern. Pure white for just a clean palette, most popular, most desired, and flips, and that's what I have for my house. Alabaster just has a tiny hint of cream that will just not take you to the future, will just have you here. It feels homey. Rhinestone is a very light gray. You can't even tell in this picture because it's really light gray, but it works great if you have a lifestyle of people in and out and maybe dirt. It hides it really well, and it's great, and that's what I use for my rental because of that reason. And then Decorators White, all of this is Sherwin-Williams. Decorators White is by Benjamin Moore, and it's a white with a tiny hint of gray, similar to rhinestone, but maybe a little bit whiter. But if you want something that's not absolutely white, Decorators White would be a great color that would really complement the trim baseboards, because people will be able to tell that there's a contrast there. So I really like that color. So these are my favorite colors for interiors. Now, if you want to have a contrast for the bathrooms, by the way, and for the kitchens, I keep it all those colors. I do not recommend going crazy colors. Early 2000s, people were doing like one wall of red, peach, greens. All these right now, earth tones are really out of trend, and in my opinion, they're just too distracting. You have to actually also have furnitures that match them. It's just too all over the place. So I personally like white a lot. If you want a different color, or if you want to make a statement, I would say navy blue. You can get a dark navy blue, and that can work. But also my favorite would be black. I know that sounds crazy, but if you have a room like an office specifically, or a den, or maybe like a wet bar area, or maybe it's a bedroom for guests where you just want it to just kind of very calming, like very just, I don't know how to describe it, but it's not bright and fresh. It's just more like place where people go to sleep and reflect and read or study or think. Black paint can be beautiful color for that. I wouldn't recommend it for your bedroom, or definitely not your living room, for your bedroom, because again, you don't want to wake up where you feel like it's really dull in the room. But it's a great room for guests or for your office. I feel like black can actually make you focus, because again, it just kind of brings you in. So my favorite black color, I don't like the name of it, but it's Sherwin-Williams Black Magic. Just kind of weird. But another black color that I really like is Benjamin Moore Black Satin. And then for exteriors, if you go with black, which my style now has been go dark outside, go light inside, which is the opposite of what it was 10 years ago. 10 years ago, we all had dark grays inside and bright white outside. I'm gonna do a next video where I'm gonna share more in details of the paint colors and the trend things are going. But I just would say, if you want to do something dark outside, that's what I love. I love a dark navy blue. There are a lot of options, but just make sure with dark navy blue, you don't get something with a purple tone. I think that's really tacky. You want it more of dark blue with a grayish tone, not a purple tone for outside. But my favorite for outside is black, or at least charcoal. My favorite black exterior paint is Tricorn Black by Sherwin-Williams, and that's basically what I have my house color with. It's not exactly that, because my house came already painted, but I got the material I got, the siding I got already had paint in it, but it was the closest to tricorn black by Sharon Williams. Again, everything I'm sharing is in the bottom of my video on my YouTube. If you're not my YouTube, go subscribe to it, like the comment. If you have any questions, I would love to answer, like or leave a comment. And the next video I'm gonna share with you guys, I'm gonna share where I think the trend is going and help you guys maybe be prepared. Again, the reason I'm doing this is not just to tell you what's stylish, but my goal is that you can maximize on the value of your home or of your investment by having the right paint colors. If you have a rental with beige paint, you're probably gonna rent it for $75, $100 less than if you have it with one of the colors I shared, because people that have good style are usually people that have a little bit more money and they're more educated, they're more familiar with design, they're willing to pay a little bit more for a house that has the wow factor. But if you have the exact home but you have the wrong paint color without the wow factor, people walk in and not feel the wow factor, they're gonna go to another home, and now you're not gonna be able to rent it for that, you know, $1,000 a month. You're gonna need to take it down to $900 because you just put yourself in that category of the decent rental, not a wow rental. So hopefully this helps you guys, and next video I'm gonna share more, and on to the next one. Thank you guys. Remember, like, subscribe. Love you guys. Thank you.